Welcome to the Encouraging Word, a place for thoughtful conversation, reflective faith, and encouragement for the journey. I'm Pastor Eric. Wherever you're listening from, I'm glad you're here.
Good morning, beautiful people. This is Pastor Eric, Associate Pastor at Lyndhurst Baptist Church on the west side of Indianapolis, and Indiana State Chaplain for Broken Chains JC, and this is the Encouraging Word for today. We are continuing in our series, Blessed, Learning to Live the Life of the Kingdom. Yesterday, we saw that the life of the kingdom begins with being poor in spirit, with the recognition that we are not self-sufficient. Today, we take it a step further. Today's devotion is entitled, Recognizing Our Need. Our scripture for today comes from Luke chapter 18, verse 13. But the tax collector stood at a distance. He would not even look up to heaven, but beat his breast and said, God, have mercy on me, a sinner. If the first step into the kingdom is poverty of spirit, then the next step is learning to recognize that need clearly. Not vaguely, not in theory, but honestly. Jesus tells the story of two men who come to pray. One is confident, certain, assured of his own standing. The other stands at a distance, unable to even lift his eyes, aware of his need. And Jesus tells us something that turns our expectations upside down. It is the one who recognizes his need who goes home justified. Because the kingdom does not begin with self-awareness alone. It begins with truthful awareness. The kind that doesn't hide, that doesn't minimize, that doesn't explain things away. The kind that simply says, this is where I am. One of the great challenges of the spiritual life is that we can become very skilled at avoiding that kind of honesty. We compare ourselves to others. We manage appearances. We convince ourselves that we are doing well enough. But grace does not meet us in the version of ourselves that we pretend to be. It meets us in the truth. Eugene Peterson once wrote, "The gospel is never about what we can do for God, but what God can do for us." That's from his book, Run with Horses. That means something very simple and very freeing. We don't have to present a polished version of ourselves to God. We can come as we are. And when we do, we begin to discover that what we thought would disqualify us is actually the very place where grace begins its work. So today, the invitation is not to become more aware in a general sense. It is to become honest. Where have you been minimizing what is really going on in your heart? Where have you been telling yourselves that things are fine when deep down you know that they're not? You don't have to fix it today. You don't have to clean it up. Just bring it into the light. Because the moment that you stop pretending is the moment grace meets you as you truly are. Receive this blessing. May you find the courage to stand honestly before God. May the truth of where you are become the doorway to where He is leading you. And may you discover that His mercy meets you not at your best, but in your honesty. Grace and peace to you, beautiful people.
Thanks for sharing this time with me. I hope these words have given you space to breathe and something steady to carry with you into the rest of your day. Until next time, grace and peace.